TV, bringing you the latest in Arsenal footballing news and update. If you've landed on my channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Match day 22, Wolves v Arsenal, 2-1. I don't know what has happened because, first of all I'm going to say is that there's no excuses. There is no excuses for the 2 red cards that we got today. At the end of the day, you are professional enough to know when to go and get a mark on somebody, not to get drawn to a player too much that it leaves such a huge gap in your backline defense. And then you know as a professional that when you are through on goal, it's better to let the person who's through on goal score that goal and play with 10 men. Reality speaking is David Luiz has done this over and over and over again. Forget his career. He's done this at Arsenal consistently. This is about the 4th time now he's done this in the space of 2-3 years. This guy has collected more red cards at Arsenal than it just doesn't make sense. And there's this old cliche where people think he's improved because he has a game of 2 or 3, good games where they keep good clean sheets and whatnot. And the reality is that he is not as good as people think he is. He is not anywhere near the level. In fact, to me, he's on a decline. Because, first of all, how can you get drawn into the midfield area? How can you get drawn into that area where Thomas Partey was already there? The gap was so huge. The gap was so huge that it left. I was shocked. I knew that was going to happen. And when he was through on goal, I was expecting David Luiz. I literally prayed and I hoped, Luiz, please, just let him score. It's 1-1. They'll be lucky. At the end of the day, Arsenal, we dominated that first half. We were in control of that first half. We took the game to Wolves. We were unlucky not to be more than 1 goal ahead at before that penalty. We had Saka hit the bar. We had Pepe hit the bar. We had, shots flying left, right, center. We were just unlucky. So in my head, I'm thinking, David Luiz, okay, just let this guy go through and go. Worst off, he's going to score. We're going to come back in second half, changes the team talk. And the reality is that, okay, look, maybe we just, we pick it up again in the second half and we get opportunities to score. That's the reality of what I was looking for. But that's not the reality of what happened. David Luiz again showed his liability. There's no reason why this guy should be at this club next season. Yes, he has leadership qualities. That comes natural with him being one of the most experienced players on the pitch. That comes natural because the players that are below him are, they're still trying to find their way. You're looking at players who are 19, who are 20, who are 21, 22, 23. That leadership comes naturally to him because he's literally the only player who's at that level. To me, he is not a leader. So I don't care. I don't want to see this guy at the club. And yes, people are going to say, oh, but that was an accident. It was a red card. It was this and that. Look at the build-up before the goal and tell me if that was an accident. Why put yourself in a situation where you do know that the ref was awful today? Somebody paid this ref to come into the game today to frustrate us. That's what somebody did today. So why would you give the ref the opportunity to even think or waver or even let that decision be taken away from you? And then you take that away. When you got given a red card, you didn't even fight. You just accepted it, started walking down like, oh yeah, like it was nothing. Okay, that's done. Okay, cool, David Luiz. Then we go into the second half. And Mikel Arteta, I keep saying it, people get gassed because of the runs that we've been on. Mikel Arteta is not a coach that knows what he's doing properly. Circumstances dictate what Arteta does. And that circumstance today moved in a negative way against him. And real management, you will be able to see, okay, look, what is what. You took off your only attacking outlet and kept on the youngsters in a situation, in a predicament where they've never been in before. Saka was having a great great game. He was having one of his best games that we've seen, in this long stretch of games that he was having. Then you also had Pepe, who was fabulous. The goal he scored was on another planet. It was rude. You had that, and on top of that, you had Emil Smith-Rowe, who wasn't, I would say, in all the games I've seen him play, this was probably his worst game. It probably was his worst game. So you've got two youngsters, a player who's full and brimming of confidence, and then you've got Lacazette, who literally gels that attack together. What does he do? He goes and does what I would thought that even for someone as Arteta, you wouldn't do this. You leave Emil Smith-Rowe, who we all know, okay, look, in a game like this, he probably is not needed. In a game like this, he wasn't playing well. In a game like this, he wasn't having much of an impact. You take off Lacazette, the only actual goal threat that we have, and you take him off. Okay. Things are going sideways, left, right, sideways, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, surely this guy would change it up a bit. Maybe put Pepe in the middle and maybe bring somebody else on or whatever. Shift Smith-Rowe to the left. We needed a focal point. Yes, we were down to 10 men, but if we were to break on the counter, we needed someone to be a focal point, and still gel that front three together. But no, what does he do? He takes off Pepe. Pepe, who was probably the best attacking player with Saka, took him off and unbalanced the whole, brought on Aubameyang, who's only had 1 day training in the last 2 weeks. You had two players who were fit, who could do the job, who were running about. I could understand if this was the 75th minute, the 80th minute, or something like that. It was the 72nd minute or so. But it wasn't even 72nd minute. It was 60 minutes. You took off Pepe and you brought on Aubameyang. Right, that makes sense. Someone who's just scored, who's having the best game we've seen him have this season. You take him off, you bring a player who's probably short on fitness, whose mind has not been, ready for match day, and you think that would work. Management skills. People get gassed because we went on a run. We were playing these rubbish teams who were Southampton. When we played them the second time, they had multiple injuries. They don't have players. Newcastle, who are just languishing at the bottom half of the table. We played all these teams, Chelsea, who were off form. So people think, oh yeah, Arteta. Reality is circumstances dictated that for Arteta. In terms of management, we've just seen that right now, managerially, for me, he's too tactical. If there's such a thing as being too tactical, he doesn't know what to do when situations go in a different way. And the situation that goes a different way and the situation that doesn't favor him. I understand wanting to counter, I understand that, but why not play with the players who are actually a threat? Why take off Pepe, who's having such a great game, and bring on a half-fit Aubameyang? Why? Why leave Emil Smith-Rowe, who was null and void in the second half, and take off Lacazette? You cause the problems here. Now, at this point, you cause the problem because this is where confidence is taken away from players like Pepe. And then on top of that, you had Leno. I think maybe David Luiz bit him or something because it must have been infectious for him to literally go and do what he did. And people are going to tell me, oh yeah, but no, it's not a red card. Oh no, it's not a red card. Why put yourself in that situation? You've already seen that you had 1 red card. You've already seen the ref was blowing for any and everything. Why put yourself in that situation? We literally took this game and threw it and said, hey, Wolves, here, no, we don't need 3 points because apparently we don't have aims and aspirations. Here, take, go. That's exactly what we did. Nobody comes here and tell me about ref. Nobody comes here and tells me about, oh yeah, or the game was against. This was mismanagement from not just players, from top to bottom. Manager, players. As far as I'm concerned, David Luiz should not be in this team next season. Leno, I'm not going to get onto Leno too much because the reason I say so is he's actually saved us more times we can count. He's been decent. But today, I honestly have to say, bruh, You lost your head. You must have had some of that Luis Cueti. Because why would you do what you do? Kick the ball, head the ball, kick the strikers that is even foul the striker, kick, do anything. But handle the ball, put your hand here. You could have done that. You could have done this. You could have done this. You could have done anything. Now we're in a position, now we're going to go play our next game, what, against Aston Villa? Out for 3 games, if this card doesn't get rescinded. And then we have, who do we have to play? Ronaldo and Ryan. Ryan is a good, decent goalkeeper. We've seen him at Brighton. He hasn't played this season, though, so we don't know. And when he has played this season, he has looked shambles. Ronaldo, couple of tests in the Europa League, you know, that wouldn't do him confidence. So we've thrown away 3 points and our best goalkeeper as well to go with this. We keep making the same mistakes. The mistakes we make are not the same as everybody else, where they make different mistakes. And we make the same mistakes. We've had a mass clearer. We cleared Mustafi. We cleared Socrates. Why is Luis still at the club? We started this game well. We went in at half time and it was a case of literally just trying to avoid them scoring a goal. I get that. But let's be real. We handed them the game. Thomas Partey, what were you doing for that second goal? Because that gap that Moutinho had, everybody knows him and Neves, what they love to do is shoot from long range. They don't score tap-ins. They don't score anything like that. Their goals are either penalties or long range. So what do? You left the gap there. You got drawn away again. And that's one of the problems of Arsenal players. They get drawn to the ball too quickly and out of position. Why not the player who's supposed to be marking the players go and get drawn to that position? And why is there no cover when someone gets... Does anyone not say anything? Okay, I'm getting drawn there. Somebody cover me. It's simple football. You move, you cover. I play football. I wouldn't, in my team, I wouldn't let this happen. And if this was to happen, you're not playing. These are basic mistakes that you make that you shouldn't be making at professional levels. The manager adds to those mistakes. I've always said, I said it before. Yeah, Arteta's been on a good run, but these games you begin to see management. You played United the other week and, you know, you were happy, you know, yeah, we got a point, yeah, that, we should have beaten United. Let's be real, if United were playing at their best, like how they were playing 2-3 weeks ago, it would have been a different story. We threw away the game today. Simple. And it pisses me off. And there are going to be fans on here that are going to be going, oh yeah, but the ref did this, the ref did that, the ref did this. Forget the ref. Look at the players. Look at the gameplay. Look at before the red card. Why were the players out, in and out? It's shambolic. Pissed off, man. Just ruined my evening. We could have been, 4 points next, up to the top 4. We don't know what's happening. The season's unpredictable. As it stands out, we're going back into the bottom half of the table again. Flip's sake, man.